The rally in Boba network is not stopping. We're climbing from high to the next high to the next. Let's have a look at what's driving all of this. Let's have a look at supply and demand. Let's look at the tokenomics. Is supply expanding? Let's have a look at who's buying. Is this retail? Is this the whales? Let's have a look at all of those very important metrics. The price is at $1.05. We're up almost 20% today. This week, we more than doubled. And this month, we more than 4x'd. But things haven't always been that rosy for Boba, right? The bear market really crashed the price, but it wasn't just the bear market. The tokenomics, or more precisely, the token supply development wasn't that pretty. Now you can already tell from the beginning of this video that I'm not just running you through the website like other YouTubers. This is not how we can get an edge in the market. We want to know more than others. Even looking at complex technical diagrams is not going to cut it. We simply just want to know, will the price go up or down? And again, that's only dependent on supply versus demand. Let's look at the supply now. This is cryptorank.io and it shows us potential token unlocks. So here's the allocation of all of the tokens. Over here in this column, we see the unlocked tokens, and on the right, we see the locked tokens. So there's still 18% locked in the treasury, 9% locked for the team, and 4% locked for investors. For the team and investors, we're pretty much just halfway through. And so this is then how that looks over time. This is mesari.io and it shows the number of circulating Boba network tokens over time. At the beginning of 2022, we were at 155 million tokens. Now we more than doubled that. And if the demand doesn't more than double at the same time, then of course the price goes down. You can also see this nicely on chain. This is the holder distribution pie chart directly on chain on Etherscan, and the largest of the holding wallets is a vesting supply wallet. 25% of all Boba network tokens are still vesting. So those will go to the team or to investors, etc. at some point in the future. We can also see the development of that wallet over time. And this is of course going down as the payouts to those people are made. So some vesting is fine, right? The team has to get rewarded somehow. But the question is, does the supply catch up? Is the team actually doing a good job? Have a look at this. This is DeFi Llama. This is the Boba network. And at some point, there was more than 600 million total value locked on that chain. The bear market crushed that total value locked, but there wasn't really much of a recovery. We are still just at 7 million. So a drop of 99%. Now, is the team still working on Boba network? Because that could potentially create new demand, right? If the team releases new product, that would be good potentially. So what we've got over here is the GitHub repository. So this is the place where programmers submit their code changes. And yes, we do see, luckily, some activity. An update 1 hour ago over here, another update 5 hours ago, 6 hours ago, 16 hours ago. So yes, there is activity. There might be some hope. And so with that recent price rally, who's actually buying here? Is this small retail? Is this the whales? Is this manipulation? Let's have a close look on chain. I have built a tool that distinguishes retail from the whale wallets. It's available to the premium members. Link is down below, thebitcointrader.com. You can plug in any Ethereum token in this tool. And on the left side, we see the number of wallets that hold at least 1,000 Boba network tokens. At the current price, that's $1,050. In the middle, we see the number of wallets that hold at least 10,000 tokens. That's medium-sized retail. On the right, we see the whales. This is the number of wallets that hold at least 100,000 Boba tokens. All of those wallets are somewhat long-term accumulating. But again, those are very long-term charts. They start in 2021. And despite the number of investors growing over time, the price developed like this, right? The growth wasn't fast enough to offset all of that vesting. But times are different now, right? And we are in a rally. We are up a lot this month. We 4x'd in the price. What happened to the number of holders? Here are the same charts, but just for the last month. Now, I'm not sure if it makes too much sense to look too closely at those massive drops here, because this could have several reasons. It could mean some people move their tokens to a centralized exchange to potentially trade them there. It could mean that a staking product had been launched. It could mean a whole bunch of things. But what I don't like is that even before that crash, we barely saw accumulation. In the last month, even the number of retail wallets didn't grow. The number of medium-sized retail grew somewhat, but by no means enough to justify that rally. The number of whale wallets even declined. And so isn't that puzzling, right? We don't see more investors jumping onto the token, but at the same time in the last month, the price 4x'd. What happens here? I think that it's people with very deep pockets that might be trading Boba. And those deep pockets are probably on centralized exchanges, potentially manipulating the price. Most trading happens on Gate.io. Coinbase is the second, then we've got Bybit, then we've got KuCoin. On top of the spot market, we also have the perpetual futures market. Bybit is leading the party, xt.com is closely following, xt.com being a white labeled Binance. So all the action is happening on Bybit probably. I personally don't like this. I prefer to see on-chain accumulation. I prefer to see the transactions that actually underpin a rally. I don't like the rally coming from a hidden place, so the black boxes, the centralized exchanges. It makes it very hard to do data-driven decisions. And so when you combine all of this, the long-term underperformance because of the ever-growing supply that's not going to stop anytime soon, with a total value locked that's a shadow of its former self, with a lot of trading volume happening on centralized exchanges where we don't see data, then I'm not sure if it makes sense to hope for the price to appreciate just based on the developer activity. Now, I might be wrong. I have been wrong plenty of times, but if you found this information useful, feel free to subscribe. I publish videos regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. It helps the channel grow. There's also a free Telegram. Link is down below.